Good. All right, Coach, time's finally here. Looking into today's matchup, what are you looking to see the most just from your team?
Well, the biggest thing for me is we talk all the time about wanting to be better every practice, every game, and we really do mean that. We talk about it all the time, and so we've had 2 scrimmages, and I thought from scrimmage 1 to scrimmage 2 we got better, and honestly I want to be better today than I was in scrimmage 2, and so it counts now. That's the difference. You hope you end up in the win column, but ultimately it's a long year. That doesn't matter. It does, but it doesn't. I think the whole key is that we continue to grow. We have a lot of new faces this year, more so than we've had in a long time, and so it's going to be weird. I don't have a rotation yet. That will take care of itself. And so just kind of how do we compete? How do we play? Do we play? Some of the new guys play the way we want to play defensively. They're doing it in practice. Will it carry over in the game? How will we handle the nerves to start? It's going to be probably pretty electric in there, I hope. And if it is, then how do we handle that from the start? But that's the biggest thing. I just want to know that we're slowly kind of growing, because ultimately, I think we've done a good job of this in the years past. Is we have gotten better, slowly, and we've peaked at the right time. And if we were peaking right now, we'd have a problem, And so I just want to be better than we were last week.
And you led to my next question, talking about rotations. It's obviously even more challenging when you have a lot of new faces. Is there a certain timeline where you'd like to have a rotation set up?
Yeah, whatever, December 29th, I think, or whatever our first conference game is. I think that's when, the non-conference, that's what it's for. And I know this year the WAC is doing some kooky deal with our conference seating. And I've had to just take that and throw it aside and not care. Because ultimately I don't want to change my philosophy of how we try to get better. And if I start worrying about, oh my gosh, tonight it affects our conference tournament seeding, then I won't worry about just getting slowly better, and I won't worry about the process. And so I've kind of tossed that away, and it's the same way with our rotations. I think that we've got to, I don't know. There'll be somebody who doesn't play tonight probably, but I don't know. Our starting 5 tonight will probably be different on Friday night. We've had some guys that have been out with injuries and things like that, that are just coming back, that probably are starters, that probably won't start tonight, different things like that. So we're just going to play it by ear. My staff, I told them just a little bit ago, they're going to really have to help me tonight, making sure that I'm not just 5 guys out there that I really trust and just let them play. We've got to make sure that we get guys in and out, and so it's good. It's a good question. I don't know. We'll find out, but by conference play, we've got to have it pretty much solidified.
And you got a great swing where you go straight to College Station for Game 2. I know that game's going to mean a lot to you as well, because you almost got it last year. Looking at that matchup, what are you seeing?
They're way better, and I'm not sure if we are, and so I think they're a top. I think they're a top 25 team, and so it'll be a good challenge for us next week or this weekend at A&M. But honestly, we're going out there trying to get better, and I know it gets old saying that over and over, but that's really what we're trying to do. I don't care if we win by 10, we lose by 10. I want to go be competitive. That's the level we're trying to get to, right? If we're being honest, we want to be able to compete at that level. We want to receive votes in the top 25. We want to do those things, and to do that you have to be able to compete in those games. But ultimately, if we win, great, but it means nothing in the grand scheme of things. If we lose, man, it stinks, but it means nothing in the grand scheme of things. We just want to go out there and compete, and hopefully I'll say the same thing next week. We want to be better, in College Station than we are tonight, and continue to grow. And so it's exciting because I'm a big fan of Coach Williams at A&M and what he does and how he coaches his team. And I'm, like I said last week, I'm really happy that he brought us back, because those games are so hard for us to get, and so I'm so thankful that he was. Like I said, he didn't hesitate. He just called us and said, hey, let's do this again, and I hope that we can compete well enough Friday that he'll give us that call again and bring us back again.
Tell me about your starting 5 tonight.
Haven't figured it out yet. Honestly, I don't know. I think that Damian Daniels will start, Man, I kind of stopped there. I don't know. I think it'll probably be heavy returners. I'm going back and forth between probably 3 different lineups right now, and we're going to meet here shortly and kind of make a final decision. And so, but I think just with some of the nerves and the anxiety that come with the first game of the year, having guys that have been there and done that before will probably be the right move. And so that's kind of where I'm looking at. I don't know. I know Damian's going to be our point guard to start the game. But other than that, I don't know. And so we'll see. I don't mind saying it right now, we're going to be without Joe Pleasant tonight, and that stinks. It's opening night, and he was a part of a lot of the teams that helped helped build this place. And so, but we'll figure that out. We played 2 scrimmages without him, and I think we'll be okay.
And you've said Damien a lot so far these past 2. So is that going to be, last year he surprised me every time he would attack the basket and just somehow make something over 7-foot guys. It was crazy. So is he going to be that guy this year?
I don't know. I really don't. We've never really, our leading scorer, I think the last 5 or 6 years has been around 12 points a game. We had 1 player on the all-conference team last year. I thought we could have 5 of them, honestly, but I think that I don't know if we would have gotten any. I think that just with our win total and everything, I thought we got to put 1 on there. We had the best defense in the country last year, and we didn't have 1 guy on the all-defensive team. But I think it's just the way we play doesn't really lean towards individual accomplishments. So I don't know what Damien's going to do. I know I need him to be a leader. I know I need him to take care of the basketball. His assist to turnover ratio has to be 3 to 1. I think if we're going to be any good, and so I think he can do that. I wouldn't put anything on him I didn't think he could do, and I need him to be a mentor to some of our young guys. I need him to be a mentor to Jay Sean. Continue to help that Jay Sean grow as a player. I need him to help Hunter, who's just joined our program, and so I think he can do those things. But us across the board, I think we're going to be that team like we've always been. You can look at us at any point, and one night, one guy could have 12 or 14. The next night, somebody completely different has 18.
You said last week that scheduling Jackson State, you said he didn't hesitate, and he's like, that means they're pretty good. So now you're to the day of opening night at Moody. Just tell me the emotions.
Yeah, I wish, I'm nervous, I'm anxious, I'm excited, I'm everything, I wish I was playing an easier opponent, but you got to play somebody, right? And we might as well just jump both feet in and get after it and see how we can compete. I think that this is a unique challenge for us. We've always either played a game that, you felt like, okay, you should win, or a game that, hey, this is going to be really hard, but we're on the road, and we're probably bringing a paycheck in with it, right? And so this is the first time we've had a quality mid-major Division I opponent to start the year. I'm glad it's here and we didn't have to travel, but I don't think that's going to matter tonight. I think both teams are really good defensively, and I know that they're really well coached and they have really good players. He's got some transfers from some, really good programs that are going to be tough for us to guard. So I'm interested to see, man, but that's what makes me nervous, But again, this is what we live for. We only get to do this guaranteed 31 times a year. And I told our guys last night, we practice like 3,000 hours or something like that, and we get 31 games. And so the hard part is over, let's just go have some fun with it. So I'm trying to remind myself of that this morning, but I think I'm interested to see how I feel tonight. Like, where do we stand? How do we sit? Because I know that Jackson State's going to have a really good year, and so I'm excited to kind of see how we match up.
Yeah, so had Moody Madness on Thursday, getting people in there. So how's it going to feel to actually be able to play a game in hopefully a packed Moody Coliseum?
Yeah, man, super excited. It's so exciting to be back in there, and that building it means so much to all of us. Anybody who's attached to Abilene Christian, Moody Coliseum is their home, right? It hosts sporting events, volleyball, women's basketball, men's basketball, but also a lot of these students played high school games here. From the local, they played in the regional tournaments here, and then it's where we all congregate for chapel, right? And so just to be back in there is unbelievable. To go play a game in there is cool. We're not opening the arena tonight. It's been open. We've had games. There's been 100 events in there already. But for us, it is the start of basketball season. And I hope that the excitement that we feel, the student body feels as well, and that they'll come out. And I think, the marketing department, the athletic department has done a great job of trying to promote this game and Julie's game later this week. And I hope the students have bought into that. And they're going to come and not only just come, but be loud. I'm excited because we have a designated student section, which is something we didn't have before. And so we had a lot of students, and they were just kind of spread out amongst the crowd. And now we have a designated area where they can go crazy. The visiting bench is right there. We're Abilene Christian, but we can still go crazy. We can still get after our opponent. I'm fired up to see how all that happens. I think that's some of my anxiety, right? Is it going to be great, or is it going to be kind of so so-so. I think I want it to be great, and I'm going to do everything in my power to try to help make it great. And I want to be involved with the students. But we need. I mean, this is Abilene Christian's team. This is the student body's team. It's not our team. It's not my team. It's their team. We're representing them when we go out and we do all these things. And so I hope that when we're here, they'll come support us.
Entering year 2 as head coach, how much do you feel like you've learned in 1 year of head coaching?
Last week I thought I was a little more relaxed, but today I think I'm more nervous than I was last year, for opening day. But that might have something to do with us being here and not in Utah somewhere where nobody could see us. But, I think I've always been confident in what I do, but I think, to me, my confidence and my, trust comes from the players. And as long as I have guys in there that I trust, I feel good, man. And I think I've learned that over my career. I have very little to do with the outcome of the game. I can prepare these guys the best I can, but ultimately they go out there and they play. And I think that we do have guys. I know we have guys in there that I trust. They've won a lot of games. We've talked a lot about Reggie and Damian, or Reggie and Makai and Corian being gone. And it was actually one of those 3 that reminded me 2 nights ago. Man, you've got like 4 dudes in there, coach, that were playing, that were the first time, in the NCAA tournament, and they've been to 2 NCAA tournaments, and that made me feel a lot better. I think just knowing, sometimes we forget that. We just think about the piece that we've lost, and we forget we have a lot of experience in that locker room, and that helps me. But I think I've just grown in understanding that not every game is the end-all be-all, right? I think I said it before. This game, ultimately, we want to get better. In the grand scheme of things, it doesn't mean a whole lot other than it's a chance for us to go out there and test ourselves against somebody else. And after today, win or lose, we're going to go back and look at the film and say, hey, man, this is what we need to do to grow. I don't care if we lose by 20, win by 20. We're going to try to get better from the game tonight. And I don't think that's the mindset that I would have had, years ago.